In today's show, I'm going to tell you who we should be looking to stream for every category for Sunday for points leagues on Yahoo and ESPN as well. Hint, it's a big bloke in New Orleans. Michael Bolton.
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy Basketball, your daily fantasy basketball podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd and I am the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com and at Yahoo Sports Australia. And you can find me on Twitter, as always, at redrock_Beeble and on Instagram at Locked On Fantasy Basketball. Thank you for making Locked On Fantasy Basketball your first listen every day. We are free and we're available on all platforms. We're here for Sunday to look at how we can stream in guys. Some of this is going to be a little bit anticipatory as well, as maybe a little bit of extra weight to guys we might want to hold through the deadline, but also just how you win your week for week 16. Points leagues, Yahoo and ESPN, and all of the individual categories over for your standard category leagues. So let's, what should we do, Gilly?
Let's get it on, Gilly.
All right, for Yahoo points leagues, let's hit the music.
It's a delicate dance in just 17 steps.
Yeah, you gotta. Look, it's great that the Rockets play on Sunday, but Şengün's played 25 and 29 minutes the last two games. Yes, there's some blowouts in that. I do not give a shit. I think you have to add him. Like, you just have to. If it doesn't work out, oh well. Now's the time. Stashing him from the beginning of the season was foolish. You added him, you tried it for the first couple of weeks, you moved on. Should have moved on weeks ago. But now, you go back, you add him. It's a clear add. And he's available in a lot of places. Go add him. You're going to be shocked to know this, guys, but Patrick Beverley's still available. Why? I have no idea. Please add Patrick Beverley. He should be rostered in every single league. This is not hyperbolic. Patrick Beverley should be rostered in every single league. If you're in a Yahoo Points League, please add Patrick Beverley. Please. Do it as a general public service. Jaxson Hayes. 3 games in a row he started at power forward. 2 of those were good. 1 was bad. It has been because Josh the Hitman Hart has been out. Hart might return on Sunday. He's listed as questionable. But Garrett Temple is out and Billy Hernan-Gomez is out. So we know for a start, every minute at backup center is going to be Hayes. And with Temple out, who is stealing 13 minutes in the rotation, there's room for a wing to get some of those minutes, meaning that someone like Ingram and Jones can push down into that role and Hayes can play more at the 4. And they are obviously trying to see how that works with him at the 4. If Jaxson Hayes can play as a 4 in the future, that gives a lot of value for him and Zion together. Him being able to shoot, him being able to play next to a player who, Zion's a power forward. Bullshit, he's a center. He's like a point center, and that's how he's going to have to function best. So if Hayes can fit in that role, and if they can try him out there as the backup 4, or the starting 4 if Hart is out, that's really, really key for this team. So, yeah, add Hayes. Have some doubts, for sure, that when Hart is back, he moves into a 20-minute-a-night role. But at the moment, with Hart questionable and Temple and Hernan-Gomez out, there is room for extra minutes for him. Dorian Finney-Smith thinks a good Yahoo point streamer. Porzingis, you'll be shocked to know this, he's dealing with a knee issue. He has a bone bruise in his knee, which sounds actually pretty shit. Like, I don't think that that's going to be a short-term thing, unfortunately, for KP. Chris Duarte, he's been as thoroughly underwhelming as you could have hoped for, or not hoped for, or hoped against. He's been bad, man. Like, he just has not stepped up at all. But stream value, Eric Gordon, Javonte Green. I think Javonte, at this point, is a must-roster player with the Bulls' injuries. Torrey Craig. Sabonis might return, and we don't know what that means for Isaiah Jackson and Goga Badadze and how the hell that rotation is going to work, but I think Craig's going to continue to start at the 4. Chuma Akiki, it's a back-to-back for the Magic. They're playing as I'm currently recording this, but Chuma's got some value there. And then the Duck, Luke Kennard. I don't know whether Norman Powell is going to be available to play, but I know that Eric Bledsoe and Justice Winslow aren't going to be there. So in the situation where Powell and Covington can't play, you have the fact that Winslow and Bledsoe are out of the rotation, Kennard's value straight up. I don't think Kennard's going to maintain 12-team value with Powell around, but you might be able to get some stream value from him through on this day. For ESPN points leagues, similar names. Pat Beverley, Alperen Şengün. Please add them, please. Also, ESPN leagues, I know there's a lot of dead leagues, and I know a lot of the people, not the people listening to this show, but a lot of the people playing on those leagues are numbnuts. But why is Herb Jones available in 70% of leagues? Why is Ayo Dosunmu available in 80% of leagues? Guys, you can't have 80% dead leagues. 80% dead shits, maybe. 80% dead leagues seems a lot. Jaxson Hayes is in that mix as well. I don't need to explain why you add Herb Jones or Dosunmu. I don't need to explain that. Dorian Finney-Smith, we talked about already. Kevin Love's still available, somehow, amazingly, in 70% of leagues. Yeah, look, he goes to like a 21-minute-a-night player when Larry Marketing returns, but Larry Marketing's not returned. And he's playing 25, 26 minutes. Pat Mills is a really good streamer on ESPN. Jared Vanderbilt Bar. What? Why? Why is he available? But he is, so go and add him, please. For the love of actual God, go and add him. And then, of course, Monty Morris. Monty Morris is available in quite a few ESPN leagues, and I think he might be a totally adequate and functional streamer for Sunday. So, Monty Morris, yes, he is a guy that you can add. Built Bar is something you can add. Add it straight into your mouth hole. It's the best tasting protein bar that's out there. You don't want those other protein bars that taste like tan bark. Do you have tan bark? What do you call it? Like, I know that's what we used to call it in primary school, tan bark. You know, that bark stuff that goes into like garden beds? Anyway, that's what protein bars taste like, but not Built Bar. It tastes like a candy bar, but it's low in calories, 130 only. 4 grams of sugar, 4 grams of fat. That's a great combination. Plus, jam-packed to the gills with protein, 17 grams of protein. First off, you want to try the cookies and cream. That's your goated flavor, right? You got to go with that one. But there's also coconut, there's orange, there's raspberry, there's strawberry, there's peanut butter brownie, there's salted caramel. There's special edition flavors all over the place. The friends and family editions of these flavors. So get your Built Bars at Built.com. Use the promo code, which is, of course, LOCKED15, and save yourself 15% off. Built Bar is built different. NBA trade deadline's coming up February the 10th. It's at 3 p.m. the deadline. So us at Locked On NBA, we've got a live show on the Locked On NBA YouTube channel from 2 p.m. Eastern through to 4 p.m. Eastern. Hosted by Kim Becker, with analysis from John, the big man Corrales, and from Josh, the slightly smaller man, but still the big man Lloyd. We're going to be talking about all the trades that go down across the NBA, instant fantasy analysis, instant impact across the league. Check it out. You're not going to get any better coverage anywhere. The Locked On NBA Trade Deadline Show, 2 p.m. Eastern on the Locked On NBA YouTube channel. Let's look at category leagues now. Who are we streaming in for the points category? Well, you're just going to hear this name a lot. Jaxson Hayes, Big Jack. Big Jacko. Yeah, look to stream him in. Eric Gordon. I think that Eric Gordon's value, he's already been self-tanking anyway, Jeremy Grant style. But if he gets traded, he's going to lose all 12-team appeal. But for now, he's still on the Rockets, so stream him. Frankie Jackson with Cade Cunningham, I think unlikely to play at the moment. I don't know where Cade's current status is, or has he been ruled out already? Let me double check that as I'm recording this. I don't want to give false information. No, he's currently questionable. But Frank gets a big boost there. The Discman, C.D. Osman, well, he could have 3 points or he could have 20 points on 80% shooting. He is as all over the shop as anybody. But the opportunity's there. Gary Bird, Garrison Matthews, another guy who could knock in 15 points with 4 threes really simply. Isaac Okoro, he's not good from a fantasy perspective, but he can have 12 or 13 points. It's not that easy to find those sort of points on the waiver wire. Terrence Ross, production has definitely dropped for Terry recently. KJ Martin, I like it. He's always capped by the rotations, but I like him. Malik Beasley and Josh Richardson both got some pretty high points upsides when we're looking to stream blokes in. Look at 3-pointers now. A lot of the names here will cross over for sure. Gary Bird, Malik Beasley, Eric Gordon. But Nico Batum. Norman Powell would impact him, and so would Covington. But he's a good ad for now. Osman, Frank Jackson, Paddy Connaughton. He's taken a lot of threes. He's not doing much else, but he's taken a lot of them. Dan Green. That's almost literally all he does at this point. The big Ragu. Dante DiVincenzo. He's good for 2 triples, maybe 3 if things get spicy. And then big Grant Williams, who you don't think of it, but he has been an absolutely elite shooter this year. Elite. And he's playing 22, 23 minutes a night. 12 points, 4 threes, not outrageous as a complete ceiling upside play for Grant. That's how good he's been with shooting the ball. Rebound streamers. Start with Jack Hayes. Let's go. Big Ragu, DiVincenzo, Torrey Craig, especially if Sabonis is out, but Torrey Craig, KJ Martin, Pat Connaughton, O'Shea Brissett. I don't know what to make of Brissett. Played like 10 minutes last game. But if Sabonis doesn't play, yeah, there is an opportunity there for him to maybe step up next to the Red Rooster, Terry Taylor. We know Isaiah Jackson's out for probably the rest of the week, if not longer. There's a lot of unknowns here. We don't know if Goga's going to play. We don't know if Sabonis is going to play. Malcolm Brogdon's actually questionable. A lot of weird stuff going on. Dwight Powell's a good rebound streamer. And with Porzingis out, Marquise Chris is a good streamer. And remember that Maxi Kleber is also dealing with his own knee issue. So there's big opportunities there for a couple of big men in Dallas. Nico Batum and Kessler Edwards, whose minutes, Kessler, have been under 20 the last 2 games, which is a little bit frustrating. But, hey, probably think he's going to start, I assume. For assists, this is always hard one to find. Let's start in Detroit with 2 point guards who their dumb-ass coach can't work out which one to give more minutes to. Corey Joseph and Killian Hayes. Both of those could get you 5 or 6 assists. Brandon Goodwin. I don't know whether Darius Garland is going to play. He's questionable. And I don't know that if Garland does play, that they keep Goodwin in the rotation over Rondo. Now, they 100% should. But whether they will or not remains to be seen. So Goodwin's a streamer, potentially. Eric Gordon. Lance Stevenson, who's going to get his 12 or 15 minutes. Jose Alvarado, who's a really interesting player. Dante DiVincenzo. Blakey Griffin. With Aldridge out, with Claxton questionable. On the rebound one, if we hear Claxton's out, the big sharp fella, big day on. Big stuff happening for him, I reckon. Jalen Noel is a good assist guy. And actually, Isaac Okoro can get you 2 to 3 assists. It is not easy to find assists on the waiver wire. That is why Okoro might have some value for you. But if you want value, bet online, man. That is where you need to go. Bet online has you covered this season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before as we head towards the Super Bowl. BetOnline.net remains the best spot for all of your sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. It's not just football. BetOnline has up-to-the-minute info on pro and college hoops, NHL, boxing, UFC, along with live, real-time updates of current games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the new and amazing offers available for the 2022 season. BetOnline is where the game starts. Let's look at steal streamers. Locked On Pelicans had an interesting show on this. Jake did the other day, talking about, hey, should Jose Alvarado start over Devontae Graham? Like, yes, he should. Devontae Graham's not that good. Like, they brought him in to be the starting point guard. I think they should just bite the bullet and start Jose. A lot of ego protection and contract protection goes on in teams, and I understand that. But I agree with Jake. And, yeah, go and watch his show talking about that Alvarado stuff. He's a big Alvarado believer. He's a good steal stream. Danny Green's a steal streamer. Chetty Osman's a steal streamer. MC Hamadou Diallo, especially if Cade is out, Diallo gets a real boost here. Isaac Okoro. Heard his name a few times here. I don't like him as a 12-team league player, but there is some streamability. Joshie Richardson can be a steals guy. Paddy Connaughton. Kessler Edwards, Nico Batum, and Killian Hayes. A lot of those names I've mentioned already. For blocks, not a huge amount of guys here, but it's the big fella Jaxson Hayes. It's big Isaiah Hartenstein. Nazareth Reed. He might only play 15 minutes, but he might block 2 shots. At least 1. Grant Williams. Marquise Chris. Dan Green, good shot blocker. KJ Martin, good shot blocker. Nico Batum producing value across multiple categories. Kessler Edwards can block shots. And Joshie Richardson used to be one of the best guard shot blockers in the NBA. Probably dropped off a little bit there. But again, you're getting into the real dregs of who you can stream in to help you with blocks. And maybe Joshie can be that guy. Field goal percentage. Jaxson Hayes. Dwight Powell, Isaiah Hartenstein, KJ Martin, DeAndre Bembry. He's an interesting field goal percentage player. Hamadou Diallo, Tone Bradley. Even if it's 10 minutes, he might go 3 or 4. Marquise Chris. And then the Greens. Joshie Green, Jeff Green. Amazingly, they're 2 of like 5 Jay Greens in the NBA. Off the top of my head, there's Jermichael, there's Josh, there's Jeff, there's Jalen, and there's Javonte. Is there anyone else I'm missing? There's a lot of bloody Jay Greens around. Last category we're looking at is free throw percentage streams. Terrence Ross, Garrison Matthews, Joshie Richardson, Jeremy Lamb. Minutes did dwindle last game though. Lou Williams, Corey Joseph. The big stiffy, Bones Highland, and his teammate Bryn Forbes. Grant Williams and Frank Jackson. Good free throw percentage streamers. If you want to stream guys in for turnovers, look at John Wall, Zion Williamson, Ben Simmons, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Probably going to be your best bets to stream in for turnovers as well. That'll do it for me today. Don't forget to follow this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and on the Odyssey app. If you are here on YouTube, why don't you thumb it up? Leave your comments down below. Guys, we are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.